Have you ever walked into a home and something just feels off? It's hard to put your finger on it, but the space lacks warmth, polish, or that certain je ne sais quoi. We're not talking about expensive renovations or designer furniture. Often, it's a handful of common, seemingly harmless items that subtly scream cheap without you even realizing it. These aren't just minor decor mishaps. They're subtle signals that can make your entire home feel less inviting, less comfortable, and, yes, less valuable. Today, we're exposing 10 everyday items that subtly downgrade your living space. So, you can avoid making those oops moments that leave your guests wondering. Stay tuned, because some of these might be things you have in your home right now. First up, let's talk about a silent killer of good design that's probably hiding in plain sight: clutter. I know, life gets messy, but here's the truth. Visual clutter is the #1 reason a home feels chaotic and, yes, cheap. Think about it. Piles of mail on the kitchen counter, shoes by the front door forming a tripping hazard, or random items like half-empty coffee cups and forgotten toys accumulating on every available surface. It doesn't matter how beautiful or expensive your furniture is if it's buried under a mountain of stuff. This isn't just about being untidy. It's about the subconscious message it sends. A cluttered home suggests a lack of care, organization, and attention to detail. It implies that the space isn't truly valued or given the attention it deserves. Instead of letting things pile up, constantly creating new visual noise, invest in smart storage solutions that are both functional and aesthetically pleasing. Imagine decorative baskets by the door for shoes, elegant trays for mail and keys, or hidden drawers and cabinets for everyday odds and ends. A tidy home immediately feels more intentional, more luxurious, and far more welcoming. Bottom line, less is more. Clear surfaces, clear mind, elevated home. It's an instant upgrade that costs next to nothing but your time and a bit of thoughtful organization. Next, let's address the spaghetti monster in the room: tangled cords and visible cables. In our increasingly digital world, we're surrounded by electronics, but when charging cords snake across your nightstand like an invasive vine, TV cables hang haphazardly behind your entertainment center, or computer wires create a chaotic bird's nest behind your desk, it instantly screams unfinished and unprofessional. These messy tangles are not only an eyesore that detracts from any effort you've put into decorating, but they also signal a lack of attention to detail and can even pose a safety hazard. It's a small detail, but it's one that keen eyes will immediately notice. The fix is simple and surprisingly inexpensive: cable ties, cable sleeves, and cord covers. Tuck them away, gather them neatly, hide them behind furniture, or run them along baseboards using adhesive clips. You can even find decorative boxers designed specifically to conceal power strips and their accompanying tangle of wires. Your tech doesn't have to define your decor. It should seamlessly integrate. A clean, wire-free space instantly feels more polished, modern, and expensive. Alright, let's shed some light on this one: poor lighting. Many homes rely solely on harsh single overhead lighting fixtures. Think a lone ceiling fixture glaring down from the center of the room. This creates a flat, unwelcoming atmosphere that can make even expensive furniture look unappealing. It's like being under interrogation, not relaxing in your personal sanctuary. Good lighting is about layers and warmth. It's about creating an inviting ambience, not just illuminating a space. You need a mix: ambient light, like recessed lighting, or flush mounts for overall brightness. Task lighting for specific activities like reading or cooking, such as table lamps by a sofa or under-cabinet lights in a kitchen, and accent lighting to highlight art, architectural features, or simply add a cozy glow, like picture lights or small decorative lamps. Incorporate lamps at varying heights: floor lamps, table lamps, wall sconces, and crucially, pay attention to the color temperature of your bulbs. Harsh, bright white light, often for OOK or higher, can feel cold and institutional. Opt for warmer toned bulbs around 2700K, 2300K to create a cozy, inviting glow that instantly makes a room feel more sophisticated, thoughtful, and, yes, expensive. The right lighting can transform a drab space into a comforting haven. Moving on, let's look at some common pitfalls in your decorative choices. Starting with what you hang on your walls. Hands off that generic mass-produced wall art. I'm talking about those live, laugh, love canvases, the identical cityscape prints, or the overly abstract pieces you see in every big box store. While tempting to fill empty walls quickly and cheaply, generic, mass-produced wall art is a dead giveaway of a cheaply decorated home. Think hotel art. It serves a purpose, filling a void, but it has zero personality, no story, and offers nothing to spark conversation. Your walls are a canvas for expression. They should reflect you, your tastes, and your experiences. When art is generic, it suggests a lack of thoughtfulness and a preference for convenience over curation. Instead, look for unique pieces that speak to you. Explore local art fairs, scour thrift stores for vintage prints, check out online marketplaces that feature independent artists, or even frame meaningful personal photographs. You can create a stunning gallery wall with a mix of different textures, styles, and frame types that tell a story. even a simple large-scale abstract piece you paint yourself can have more impact and authenticity than a mass-produced print. Art should spark conversation, evoke emotion, and add character, not just fill a blank space. Choosing art thoughtfully instantly elevates the perceived value and unique character of your home. Okay, this next one is a classic mistake. Buying entire flimsy or mismatched furniture sets made from cheap materials, especially particle board, or having pieces that simply don't work together. Picture this: a perfectly matching sofa and love seat set, identical coffee table and end tables from a single collection. While convenient, this approach often lacks originality and can make a room feel static and uninspired, like a show floor rather than a dynamic living space. Worse, if the furniture feels wobbly when you sit on it, or the veneer is peeling, it instantly signals a lack of quality and design consideration. Furniture should feel solid, comfortable, and look intentional. You absolutely do not need to buy everything new or expensive to achieve a sophisticated look. The trick is to mix and match. Combine an antique dresser found at a flea market with a modern lamp. Pair a plush, comfortable sofa with unique accent chairs in a contrasting style or texture. Prioritize quality over quantity for key pieces that see heavy use, like your sofa, bed frame, or dining table, even if it means saving up a bit longer. Solid wood, durable upholstery, and sturdy construction are the hallmarks of furniture that lasts and makes a home feel curated, comfortable, and truly lived in, not just furnished. A well-selected mix of furniture adds depth, personality, and a sense of history to your space. Don't underestimate the power of textiles. Outdated or worn textiles, think faded throw pillows, saggy curtains that are too short for your windows, or a tired worn-out area rug, can instantly drag down the entire room. These items get a lot of use and experience significant wear and tear, and if they're old, stained, pilled, or simply cheap-looking, they make the whole space feel neglected and uncared for. Curtains that stop inches above the floor, for example, look like an ill-fitting suit. They instantly make windows appear smaller and the room feel less grand. Similarly, flat, lifeless throw pillows don't offer the comfort or visual interest they should. Replace those sad-looking throw pillows with ones that have substantial, fluffy inserts and interesting textures or patterns. Upgrade to curtains that either kiss the floor or pool slightly, hung high and wide to make your windows appear larger. A good quality, appropriately sized rug can anchor a room, define zones, and add warmth, color, and texture. These seemingly small changes in textiles pack a huge punch in elevating the perceived value, comfort, and sophistication of your home. They are relatively inexpensive ways to refresh a space and make it feel intentionally designed. Now, let's get into some specific decor elements and storage habits that might be subtly undermining your home's appeal. First, let's talk about that perfectly coordinated beach house theme from the catalog, or the farmhouse chic look that seems to have swallowed every surface. While a theme can be a fun starting point for inspiration, going overboard with overly themed decor makes your home feel like a display model, not a truly lived-in space. When every single item from your throw pillows to your wall art, your mugs to your bath towels, screams a singular narrow theme, it lacks originality and feels forced, as if you bought a prepackaged room, rather than curating a personal sanctuary. It's the kind of design choice that lacks soul, lacking the unique story that a real home should tell. A home should evolve organically, collecting pieces that resonate with you over time. Instead of adhering strictly to one aesthetic, think about mixing styles. Perhaps combine a cherished antique dresser inherited from a grandparent with a sleek, modern lamp. Integrate souvenirs from your travels that spark happy memories. Blend vintage finds from a local market with newer, contemporary pieces. This approach creates a layered, interesting aesthetic that feels authentic and unique, reflecting your true personality and life experiences rather than a single Pinterest board or store aisle. A curated home feels dynamic and rich, inviting discovery and making guests feel like they're stepping into a space with character and history, rather than a sterile, impersonal showroom. It's about building a narrative, not just decorating. Next up, let's address those transparent plastic bins, flimsy laundry baskets, and cheap plastic storage drawers that are unfortunately often left out in the open. While incredibly functional and practical for unseen spaces like closets, pantries, or garages, when these items become a visible part of your living room, bedroom, or entryway decor, they immediately broadcast a message of temporary living, budget constraints, or simply a lack of design consideration. Visible plastic storage looks utilitarian, not aesthetic. It breaks the visual flow of a room and makes even the most thoughtfully designed spaces feel unpolished and, yes, cheap. These items, by their very nature, are designed for utility, not beauty. They lack the texture, warmth, and visual weight that can elevate a space. For any storage that's going to be out in the open, even if it's holding everyday items, you should opt for materials that blend seamlessly with or enhance your decor. Think woven baskets made from rattan, seagrass, or wicker. Consider decorative boxes crafted from wood, sturdy cardboard, or elegant fabric bins that can hold magazines, remotes, or toys. Ceramic containers can be perfect for small items on shelves or countertops. These alternatives not only help conceal clutter more effectively, but also add a layer of texture and sophistication to your rooms. They show an intentionality in your design choices, signaling that every element in your home, even the functional ones, has been considered for its visual impact. Keep the plastic where it belongs, neatly tucked away behind closed doors, in dedicated storage areas, or in utility spaces where their practicality reigns supreme without detracting from your home's overall aesthetic. It's a simple swap with a huge visual payoff. Finally, we're wrapping up with maintenance and those crucial finishing touches that can make all the difference, often without costing a fortune. Listen, I get it. Not everyone has a green thumb, and keeping real plants alive can feel like a full-time job. But those obviously fake plastic-looking plants and dusty, faded silk flowers, they do more harm than good. These low-quality fake plants and flowers are more than just benign decorations. They're often dust magnets that look lifeless, contribute zero natural beauty, and are a dead giveaway that you've opted for convenience over quality and authenticity. They can make a space feel stale and artificial rather than fresh and vibrant. A good design incorporates natural elements. And while a high-quality faux plant, and yes, they do exist, but they're typically more expensive than the bargain bin variety can sometimes pass muster, the cheap ones are just visually jarring. If you're hesitant about real greenery, start small. Invest in a few genuinely high-quality faux plants that have realistic textures and colors. Or, even better, choose real plants that are famously easy to care for, like a resilient snake plant, a sturdy ZZ plant, or a thriving pothos. A single, healthy, real plant, or even a fresh bouquet of cut flowers, which you can often get affordably at a grocery store, can instantly bring life, natural beauty, and a touch of luxury and freshness to your space that no plastic imitation ever will. The subtle scent of fresh flowers or the vibrant green of a living plant adds a dimension of sensory richness that contributes immensely to a home feeling truly cared for and elevated. Alright, folks. This last one is huge, and it encompasses many small details that collectively scream cheap or neglected. I'm talking about unfinished DIY projects or neglected maintenance. That peeling paint on the baseboards you've been meaning to touch up, the broken cabinet knob you haven't replaced, the dingy stained grout in your bathroom, the flickering light fixture, or the half-finished DIY project sitting in the corner collecting dust. These small imperfections accumulate to create an overall impression of disrepair and a home that feels unkempt and lacking attention. It signals that you don't fully care for your space, or that you're constantly living with good enough. This isn't about being perfect. It's about addressing obvious flaws that detract from the overall appearance and function of your home. Guests notice these things, even if subconsciously. A chipped corner, a loose switch plate, or a scuffed wall can make an otherwise beautiful room feel tired and unloved. Take a critical, honest look around your home with fresh eyes. A simple, fresh coat of paint can cover a multitude of sins and instantly brighten a room. Replacing a broken fixture, tightening a loose handle, or even just thoroughly cleaning your grout can dramatically improve the perceived quality and cleanliness of your home. Addressing these small imperfections shows immense pride of ownership, attention to detail, and a commitment to maintaining your living space, making your home feel polished, well cared for, and ultimately far more valuable and inviting. These are the details that separate a truly beautiful home from one that just gets by. And there you have it, folks, to 10 items that might be silently sabotaging your home's aesthetic. I know it's a lot to consider, but trust me, addressing even a few of these common mistakes can dramatically elevate the look and feel of your living space. Remember, it's not about spending a fortune on high-end decor. It's about making intentional choices, showing your home a little love and attention, and focusing on quality over quantity. A thoughtful, well-cared-for home always feels more valuable, more inviting, and truly reflects the effort you put into it. Now, I want to hear from you. What's one item in your home you're going to tackle after watching this video to give your space an instant upgrade? Or what's a cheap-looking item you often spot in other people's homes that drives you crazy? Let me know in the comments below.